Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurul Najam binti Muhammad Skifli and my matrix number is 15DTK23F1002.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Farhana binti Muhammad Nordin. My matric number is 15DTK23F1032.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. My name is Nurhati Ayuni binti Karanwa. My matric number is 15DTK23F1026. So now we want to start our discussion. We visited a computer exhibition for school students. We saw supercomputer demonstration of many users of computer and many more interesting applications.
In one of the booth, we could enter any number as input and the computer was displaying multiplication table of the number. This picture used by the person at the booth to explain the sequence of steps followed by the computer to display the multiplication table. We observed that those who did not know about computer and programming could also understand what was explained by the picture.
This picture is a graphical representation called a flowchart. One of the main uses of a flowchart is to write the sequence of steps and logic of solving a problem. Before writing the full computer program, it also helps in communicating the step of the solution to others. And this is the table for the explanation for flowchart. What is a flowchart? The first point is a flowchart is a graphical representation of the problem-solving process. The second point is a flowchart gives a step-by-step procedure for solution of a problem. And then, info, what is a flowchart? The first point is various geometrical shape boxes represent the step of the solution. The boxes are connected by directional arrows to show the flow of the solution problem solving. The third point is the main use of a flowchart is to show the sequence of steps and the flow of computer program. And the last point is some of the other uses of a flowchart are to communicate a solution to a problem, explain a concept, and show the logic of classification of data, rules, and flow of playing a game.
I see that various geometrical shapes are used in this representation. We are eager to learn about flowchart.
Let us start with a simple example. Look at the following flowchart of adding two numbers A and B. Let us discuss the problem solution and the geometrical shape used. And this is the example of the flowchart. In this flowchart, we have to insert the terminal and the input is start, and then the input is read A, and then the data and the input is read B, and then process and the input is sum equal to A plus B, and then the process and then the data, the input is print sum, and the last one we have to insert the terminal and input is N. What do you do when you are given a problem?
First, we identify the goal. Here is the addition of the two given numbers.
How do you achieve this goal?
First, we identify the data that is given in this problem. We have the two numbers A and B. Reading their values represented by parallelogram.
Right. What would you call this in computer terms?
Input.
The data or information that is available, which is called input, is represented using a parallelogram in the flowchart. What is the next step?
The next step is to add the number, which is called processing in computer.
Correct. The details of processing of data is represented in a rectangle.
The next step is to write the result of the addition, which is output in computer terms. This is also specified in parallelogram.
Right. A parallelogram is used to specify both input and output in a flowchart. What else do you notice in the flowchart?
An arrow point from one step to the next step in the flowchart.
In a flowchart, arrows are used not only to connect the steps in a sequence, but also to show a clear flow of the problem-solving process.
Start and also end of the flowchart are shown with an ellipse.
A flowchart should give a clear indication as to where the problem-solving flow starts and where it ends. The start of a problem-solving process and the end are indicated using the ellipse.
This is just like using stepwise thinking, present step by step to solve a problem.
Yes, the step-by-step method of solving the problem is specified using a flowchart. This helps you to be clear about the input, procedure, and output. It also helps you to communicate the solution. This is the concept of use of flowchart. The first point is to specify the method of solving a problem. Second point is to plan the sequence of a computer program and then communicate ideas and solutions. We also have guidelines of drawing of a flowchart. The first one is follow step-by-step thinking and logical reasoning of solving a problem, and then identify the goal or the solution to be found. After that, think of the sequence of steps for working out the solution to the problem. Identify start, input, process, output, and end. And then use an appropriate symbol to represent each step in the sequence. After that, use directional arrows to show the flow of the sequence of steps. And the last one is check that the flow of the solution is clearly communicated through the flowchart. Okay. Now consider the following problem and draw the flowchart for its solution. Savani bought a toy for RM325 and sold the same for RM458. Explain how we can find if Savani has made a profit or a loss.
In this problem, the goal is to find whether Savani makes a profit or loss.
We know the cost price and the selling price. We can read them as inputs, so they are represented as parallelograms.
Next, we have to compare selling price and cost price to find which price is more. This will tell us whether Savani has made profit or loss. How do we show comparison in flowchart?
Can you phrase this step as a question with the possible answer?
We can ask the question, is selling price more than cost price? The answer to this question can be yes or no. If answer is yes, we have to calculate profit. And if answer is no, we have to calculate loss.
Right. In this step, you have to alternate actions that can be taken. The decision of which action has to be taken is decided by the answer to the question. The answer can be yes or no. This decision-taking step is represented as follows in a flowchart. And this is the example of the decision.
If the answer is yes, it means that selling price is more than the cost price, and Savani has made profit. Profit is calculated as selling price until cost price. If the answer is no, it means that cost price is less than selling price, and Savani has made loss. Loss is calculated as cost price and until selling price.
Good. You have used logical reasoning to solve this problem. Now draw the flow chart. This is the example how to find profit or loss. The first one, we have to insert the terminal and the input is start. And then we go to data and the input is read cost price. And then after that the input is read selling price. And then we go to discussion. The input is selling price until cost price. If the answer is yes, and then we go to process, the input is profit equal to selling price until cost price. And then we go to data, the input is print profit. After that, we go to terminal stop. But if the answer is no, the process is and the input loss equal to cost price until sell price. The last one is the data, the input is print loss. And this is the table of flowchart symbols and their purpose. The first, we have a geometrical shape. We have 5 geometric shape. The first one is ellipse. The purpose is start and stop and exit. Stop or end or exit. These all are mean end. The second one is parallelogram. The purpose is data, input and output. The third one is rectangle. The purpose is action, activity, and process. After that, we have diamond, and the purpose is decision-making step. Specify the question in the diamond. The next logical step is based on the answer yes or no to the question. And the last one, we have arrows. The purpose is arrows are used to connect the step in the flowchart to show the flow or sequence of the problem-solving process.
Sometimes we need to repeat a sequence. How do we present this in the flowchart?
Let us consider the multiplication table flowchart that you saw at the exhibition. See how repetition is represented in the flowchart. This is the flowchart of multiplication table for a given number n. The first one we have to insert terminal and the input is start. And then we have the data, the input is read number n. And then we have process, the input is count equal to 1. And then we have the data, the input is print and multiply count. And then we have a decision, the input is count equal to 10. If the answer is no, and then we have a process, the input is add 1 to the current value of count. If the answer is yes, then we have a terminal and the input is stop.
The repetition swing stop when count equal 10. So here a division structure has been used to start and stop the repetition.
Try out another problem to see how you can use such an assignment.
Let us draw a flowchart to find the factorial of a number.
How do you find the factorial of a number?
Suppose the number is 10, then factorial of 10 is calculated as 10 equal to 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 9 and multiplied by 10.
Good. Draw the flowchart. This is the example of to find factorial of n. Like usual, we have to insert the terminal and the input is start. And then we have data, the input is read n. And then we go to process, the input is set m equal to 1 and set f equal to 1. And then we go to process also, but the input is new value of f equal to current value of f multiplied by m. And then we go to discussion, and the input is m equal to n. If discussion. And then we go to division and the input is m equal to n. If the answer is no, we have to do the process and the input is add 1 to the current value of m. If the answer is yes, we go to data and the input is print dots. After that, we end. Good. From the examples that you have seen, can you summarize what are all the basic structure of the representation?
In the addition of number example, we saw how to show a screens of processing step.
In the finding profit and loss example, we saw how the alternate sequence can be specified using a decision box.
In the multiplication table and factorial example, we saw how to show repetition of a sequence.
Flowchart can be drawn for a problem-solving process using these three basic structures. Sequence of steps are represented by symbols that follow each other top to bottom or left to right. Selection. A condition or a question is specified in the decision box based on the evaluation of the condition of the logical steps is taken next. The next logical step can be a process decision or end of the project. Repetition or looping. Either the processing repeats or the control leaves the structure.
Good. Now let us consider a game. Do you know the game of snakes and ladders?
Yes.
Okay. Draw a flowchart to show how the game is played. This is the example of flowchart snakes and ladder game. We have to start with a terminal and the input is start and then we go to the process. The input is throw the dice and then we go to process also, but the input is move your coin. And then we go to decision. The input is landed on snake head. If the answer is yes, the process is the input slide down to the tail of the snake. And then the process also, the input is give dice to next player. And then we continue with the decision. The input is landed at the bottom of the ladder. And the answer is yes. The process input is move up the ladder. And then we continue with decision. So, but the input is reach the last block of the game. And if the answer is no, and if the answer is no, we go to the process and the input is give dice to next player and you have to start again. And then we continue with a process and and then we continue with the data and the input is you are the winner. And the last one, we have to insert the terminal and the input is N.
So the discussion is So the conclusion is for this project is the diagram can be a powerful tool for not only making a business decision but to be used by accounting in many different areas.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all from us. Katanya dia from us from thinking. Abang aku, you know. Ikut tak?